Hey everyone, it's Rachel from Merrick Makings. I am joining another Crafty Collaborations Insta Hop, and this week we are featuring pecan pie. This is a really pretty brown. It's really warm and soft. It reminds me of, and if you've been around a long time, a bit like soft suede, which was a favourite of mine back in the day. So I am using the Adventurous Sky stamp set, and it has this great, I don't know what this is, it's like crosshatched metal elements, obviously inspired by aeroplanes, and I've stamped that on my background cardstock, my base cardstock first. So my idea here was to keep the card very black and white and just add a little touch of the pecan pie to it with some colouring. So I've chosen that really large plain image, and you can see me here, I'm just playing with which of the other planes I wanted. Sometimes when I go into this video making, I haven't got a clue which stamps I'm actually going to use, and I kind of wing it, and normally it works out perfectly fine. So I'm going to use now I'm going to try and get it right, blender pen. So it's not a Stampin' Blend, this is a blender pen, and it's got a special fluid in it that helps you with watercolor. Now this is a plain thick basic white cardstock, and because I'm only using small amounts of this color on here as a watercolor style, it's not going to make your cardstock too soggy. So that's a bit of a tip. If you want to just do a small amount of coloring in small areas, this is perfect for that. It means you don't have to purchase a heap of blender pens to get the look that you like. And of course you can mix it up. You can bring in some blender pens as well, which I do have in this color, but I wanted a real lighter sepia tone to it, and which is what these the blender pens, the blender marker, whatever it's called, does. So there are two different ones. There's the alcohol marker, and then there's these ones. And the alcohol markers definitely give a lot more color saturation when you are coloring, and I didn't want that today. So like I said, very simple. So I have matted it in that little bit of black. Now for those using the same measurements as me, I'm in Australia, so I only used literally 3 millimeters difference. So I'm talking probably, I don't know, is that 1/16 or 1/8? Let me have a quick look on my, so like, yeah, it's like between 1/16 and 1/8 of an amount of an inch, the difference between the white and the black, just to give that tiny border. Again, like I said last week, I'm using a lot of this white embossing powder on coloured cardstock for my sentiments lately, which is great. It's an easy thing to do. It's always a bit of a wow when new beginning stampers see this technique. Now here's a little tip for you. If you are finding that it's a little bit too bright, or you've got some of that embossing powder on there and it looks like it has tainted the colour, just get one of your blender brushes, like for your ink blending, and just go over it with a little tiny bit of your color. This gives a bit of a darker impression behind your white embossing powder, and you just buff it off with your finger or a tissue, and it comes up beautifully. So a very simple banner cut on that one, and I am popping my dimensionals on it, and I actually kept this really simple. I wanted to keep it basic, I guess, and show off the images, and you can see here, but I did go back later because I couldn't help myself and added some extra white embossing clouds. Very hard to see, but that's it from me. Thanks everyone for joining me. I'll catch you next time.